Most people spend their lives chasing success, believing that happiness, wealth, and fulfillment exist somewhere outside themselves. But what if everything you desire is already moving toward you, waiting for you to become the kind of person who can receive it? The greatest obstacle is not the world, it is the mind you carry every day. In this speech, you will discover 7 powerful ways to align your thoughts, your actions, and your discipline so that what once seemed impossible becomes your new reality. Everything you achieve in life begins with the condition of your mind. Before you can master your career, your finances, your relationships, or your purpose, you must first learn to master the thoughts that guide your decisions. Most people believe that success is created by opportunity, luck, or talent, but these things only become valuable when directed by a disciplined mind. A person with incredible talent, but an undisciplined mind, will often accomplish less than someone with average ability, but exceptional self-control. The battle is never first in the marketplace. It is always in the mind. Every day, your thoughts are either building the life you desire or quietly destroying the future you hope for. The quality of your thinking determines the quality of your actions, and the quality of your actions determines the quality of your results. Your mind is like a garden. If you neglect it, weeds will grow without permission. Fear, doubt, anxiety, jealousy, anger, and excuses will naturally take root if you do not intentionally plant thoughts of purpose, faith, courage, and discipline. You cannot expect a beautiful harvest from a neglected garden, and you cannot expect an extraordinary life from a neglected mind. Every thought you repeatedly entertain becomes stronger. Every belief you accept shapes your identity. Eventually, your actions begin to reflect what your mind has already accepted as truth. Many people spend years trying to change their circumstances while refusing to change their thinking. They believe a better job, more money, a different city, or new relationships will solve their problems. But wherever you go, your mind goes with you. If your thinking remains unchanged, your problems simply wear different clothes. Real transformation does not begin when your environment changes. It begins when your perspective changes. Once your thinking changes, you start seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, solutions where others see problems, and possibilities where others see limitations. One of the greatest enemies of success is the habit of believing every thought that enters your mind. Not every thought deserves your attention. Some thoughts are born from past failures, painful experiences, or fear of rejection. They whisper that you are not good enough, that you started too late, that someone else is more talented, or that success belongs only to fortunate people. These thoughts are not facts. They are mental habits developed through repetition. The moment you stop accepting them as truth, you begin taking back control of your life. Your mind responds to whatever you feed it consistently. If you constantly consume negativity, complaints, gossip, fear, and hopelessness, your thinking will naturally become negative. But if you feed your mind with wisdom, learning, positive influences, meaningful conversations, and purposeful action, your thinking begins to expand. Just as the body becomes stronger through proper nutrition, the mind becomes stronger through intentional learning and disciplined thinking. Every book you read, every lesson you learn, every meaningful conversation you have, and every challenge you overcome adds another layer of strength to your mental foundation. Self-discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. Many people know what they should do, but very few consistently do it. Knowledge without discipline produces frustration because you understand the right path but refuse to walk it. Discipline teaches you to act regardless of emotion. Some mornings you will feel inspired. Other mornings you will feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. A disciplined mind continues moving forward because it understands that feelings are temporary, but the consequences of consistent action are lasting. Success belongs to those who continue working after motivation disappears. Learning to control your attention is another form of mastering your mind. Modern life constantly competes for your focus. Notifications, endless entertainment, unnecessary arguments, and countless distractions pull your attention in different directions. Every distraction steals a small piece of your future because your greatest achievements require sustained focus. Wherever your attention goes, your energy follows. Wherever your energy flows consistently, results begin to appear. If you allow distractions to control your attention, you surrender your future to things that do not truly matter. Fear often disguises itself as logic. It tells you to wait for the perfect moment, gather more information, or avoid taking risks until you feel completely confident. But confidence is rarely present before action. Confidence grows because of action. Every courageous step teaches your mind that you are capable of handling greater challenges. The more often you act despite uncertainty, the weaker fear becomes. Eventually, your mind begins expecting growth instead of failure because it has accumulated evidence through experience. Limiting beliefs are invisible prisons. They are often inherited from childhood experiences, repeated criticism, cultural expectations, or personal disappointments. You may believe you are not intelligent enough, wealthy enough, connected enough, or talented enough to achieve your dreams. These beliefs silently influence your decisions every single day. You hesitate before opportunities, settle for less than you deserve, and avoid challenges because your mind has already decided what is possible. The moment you challenge those beliefs, new possibilities emerge. Ask yourself whether your limitations are real or simply stories repeated so many times that they feel like truth. Gratitude also reshapes the mind. A grateful person trains the brain to recognize opportunities instead of constantly noticing what is missing. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending life is perfect. It means refusing to let temporary difficulties define your perspective. Gratitude creates emotional stability because it reminds you that progress often begins by appreciating what you already possess while continuing to work toward what you desire. Every successful person eventually realizes that winning is not an occasional event, but a daily decision. The mind becomes stronger each time you choose discipline over comfort, purpose over distraction, courage over fear, patience over frustration, and growth over excuses. These choices may appear small in the moment, but repeated consistently, they transform your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who wishes for success and begin seeing yourself as someone who creates it through intentional thinking and consistent action. Your external world gradually becomes a reflection of the internal world you have carefully built, one disciplined thought, one focused decision, and one courageous action at a time. Most people never achieve everything they want in life because they have never clearly decided what they truly want. They move from one desire to another, influenced by trends, other people's expectations, or temporary emotions. One day they pursue wealth, the next day they chase popularity, and later they convince themselves they want comfort instead of growth. This constant change creates confusion, and confusion destroys progress. Before life can move in a meaningful direction, your vision must become clear. Clarity is one of the greatest advantages you can ever develop because it gives your energy a destination. Without it, even your hardest work leads nowhere significant. Imagine trying to hit a target that you cannot see. No matter how powerful your weapon or how much effort you put into aiming, your chances of success remain small because the target is undefined. Life works in the same way. If your goals are vague, your actions become inconsistent. When you cannot describe exactly what success looks like, you will struggle to recognize opportunities that could move you closer to it. Clarity transforms dreams into specific objectives that your mind can understand and pursue. Many people confuse wishing with deciding. A wish is something you hope happens if circumstances become favorable. A decision is something you commit yourself to regardless of obstacles. Wishes require little responsibility, but decisions demand commitment. When you decide exactly what you want, your daily choices begin aligning with that decision. Your schedule changes, your priorities shift, your habits improve, and your attention becomes focused. Your life begins moving with intention, instead of drifting wherever circumstances take you. One of the biggest reasons people lack clarity is because they spend too much time comparing themselves to others. Social media, public success stories, and constant competition create the illusion that everyone else has discovered the perfect path. Instead of asking what truly fulfills them, they ask what seems impressive to everyone else. They borrow dreams that do not belong to them. Chasing someone else's definition of success often leads to frustration because external achievements cannot satisfy an internal purpose that was never yours to begin with. Real clarity requires honesty with yourself. It asks difficult questions. What kind of person do you truly want to become? What values are most important to you? What work gives your life meaning? What legacy do you hope to leave behind? What relationships deserve your greatest investment? What kind of lifestyle supports your deepest purpose instead of distracting you from it? These questions cannot be answered in a few moments. They require reflection, patience, and the willingness to ignore outside pressure. Once your vision becomes clear, distractions become easier to recognize. Every opportunity is not your opportunity. Every open door is not your door. Many people become exhausted because they keep saying yes to things that have nothing to do with their real goals. They confuse being busy with being productive. A focused person understands that saying no is often more powerful than saying yes. Every unnecessary commitment steals time, energy, and attention from what matters most. Your mind naturally focuses on whatever you repeatedly think about. When your goals are clearly defined, your brain begins noticing resources, ideas, people, and opportunities that previously seemed invisible. This is not magic. It is the result of focused attention. Just as you suddenly notice a particular car everywhere after deciding to buy one, your mind begins recognizing possibilities connected to your vision once it knows what to look for. Clarity trains your awareness to filter out distractions while highlighting opportunities that support your purpose. Writing your goals is another powerful way to strengthen clarity. Thoughts can disappear quickly, but written goals create accountability. When your vision exists only in your imagination, it changes with your emotions. Writing forces precision. Instead of saying, "I want success," define what success actually means. Instead of saying, "I want financial freedom," identify the specific level of income, savings, or investments you want to build. Instead of saying, "I want to improve myself," decide exactly which skills, habits, or qualities you will develop. Specific goals produce specific actions. Clarity also removes unnecessary fear. Uncertainty often creates anxiety because the mind struggles with the unknown. When you know where you are going, challenges become part of the journey instead of reasons to quit. Obstacles no longer appear as signs that you chose the wrong path. They become lessons that strengthen your ability to continue. Every successful person has faced setbacks, but those with clear purpose continue because their destination remains more important than temporary discomfort. It is equally important to eliminate conflicting desires. You cannot fully commit to excellence while remaining attached to comfort. You cannot build extraordinary success while protecting every moment of convenience. Every meaningful goal requires sacrifice. Sometimes you must sacrifice entertainment for education, comfort for discipline, popularity for authenticity, or immediate pleasure for long-term achievement. Clarity helps you make these decisions because you understand what deserves your highest commitment. Your environment also influences your clarity. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, confusion, and people who lack direction, maintaining focus becomes difficult. The people around you shape your thinking through their attitudes, conversations, and expectations. Choose relationships that encourage growth, responsibility, learning, and purpose. Spend time with people whose lives inspire you to become better rather than encouraging you to settle for less than your potential. Remember that clarity is not something you discover once and never revisit. As you grow, your understanding of yourself deepens. Your goals may become more refined, your priorities may become stronger, and your purpose may become more meaningful. Growth does not mean abandoning your vision every few months. It means allowing your vision to mature as your wisdom increases, while remaining faithful to your core values and principles. The greatest achievements in history were not created by people who possessed unlimited resources. They were created by people who possessed extraordinary clarity. They knew what they wanted, why they wanted it, and what they were willing to give in return. Their focus became stronger than their fears. Their commitment became greater than their excuses. And their purpose became more powerful than temporary distractions. When your vision becomes unmistakably clear, your decisions gain confidence, your actions gain direction, your discipline gains purpose, and every step you take begins, carrying you closer to the life you were created to build dreams. Dreams have no power until they are followed by action. Many people spend years reading books, watching motivational videos, attending seminars, and planning their future. Yet very little changes in their lives because they never move beyond preparation. Knowledge is valuable, but knowledge alone cannot transform your circumstances. The bridge between where you are today and where you want to be is built through consistent action. Every meaningful achievement begins with a decision to act, even when the outcome is uncertain. Waiting for the perfect moment is one of the greatest traps that prevents people from reaching their full potential, because perfection never arrives. Motivation is a wonderful feeling, but it is an unreliable foundation for success. There will be days when you wake up feeling excited, confident, and ready to conquer every challenge. There will also be days when you feel tired, discouraged, distracted, or overwhelmed. If your actions depend entirely on your emotions, your progress will always rise and fall with your mood. Successful people understand that discipline is more dependable than motivation. They continue working even when excitement disappears, because they know consistency produces results that temporary enthusiasm never can. Every small action matters more than most people realize. People often underestimate the power of doing simple things repeatedly. Reading 10 pages every day may not seem impressive, but over the course of a year, it becomes thousands of pages of knowledge. Saving a small amount of money consistently may appear insignificant at first, but over time, it grows into financial security. Exercising for 30 minutes each day may not transform your body overnight, but months of consistency create remarkable change. Great achievements are usually the result of ordinary actions performed with extraordinary consistency. One reason people fail to take action is because they fear making mistakes. They believe successful people always know the correct path before they begin. The truth is exactly the opposite. Success often comes from learning through experience. Every mistake teaches a lesson that no book can fully explain. Every failure reveals weaknesses that can be corrected. Every challenge develops wisdom that only action can provide. People who refuse to act because they fear failure often remain exactly where they started, while those who are willing to make mistakes continue growing stronger with every attempt. Perfectionism is another hidden enemy of progress. Many people delay starting because they believe everything must be perfect before they begin. They want the perfect plan, the perfect equipment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect level of confidence. Unfortunately, perfection becomes an excuse for procrastination. Progress is always more valuable than perfection. A simple beginning today creates more opportunities than endless planning without action. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful business started with an imperfect first step. Every accomplished leader once struggled with uncertainty. Building habits is one of the most effective ways to maintain consistent action. Habits reduce the need for constant decision-making because they become part of your daily routine. Instead of asking whether you feel like working toward your goals, you simply follow the habits you have established. The more positive habits you develop, the easier it becomes to stay productive, regardless of your emotional state. Successful people do not rely on occasional bursts of effort. They create systems that make progress automatic through repetition and discipline. Consistency also requires patience. Many people quit because they expect immediate results. They plant seeds today and expect to harvest tomorrow. When visible progress does not appear quickly, they assume their efforts are failing. In reality, meaningful growth often happens beneath the surface, long before it becomes visible. A tree spends years developing strong roots before reaching impressive heights. Your personal growth follows a similar pattern. The skills you practice, the discipline you develop, and the knowledge you gain may not produce immediate rewards, but they are preparing you for future opportunities. Taking action also means accepting responsibility for your own life. It is easy to blame circumstances, difficult people, lack of money, limited education, or unfortunate experiences for your current situation. While these challenges are real, they do not remove your ability to choose your next step. Responsibility gives you power because it shifts your focus away from excuses and toward solutions. Every time you take ownership of your decisions, you strengthen your ability to shape your future instead of becoming controlled by your past. One powerful habit is learning to start before you feel ready. Confidence is rarely present at the beginning of any worthwhile journey. Most successful people did not begin because they believed they could never fail. They began because they understood that waiting would never eliminate uncertainty. Confidence grows through repeated action. Every completed task strengthens your belief in your abilities. Every challenge you overcome reminds your mind that you are capable of handling greater responsibilities. Action creates confidence, and confidence encourages even greater action. Another important principle is focusing on what you can control instead of worrying about what you cannot. You cannot control the economy, other people's opinions, unexpected setbacks, or every opportunity that comes your way. You can control your attitude, your effort, your preparation, your learning, and your persistence. When your attention remains fixed on things beyond your control, frustration grows. When you focus on your daily actions, progress becomes possible because your energy is directed toward meaningful improvement. Consistency requires protecting your time. Every day presents countless distractions competing for your attention. Endless scrolling, unnecessary conversations, procrastination, and habits that provide temporary pleasure can quietly consume the hours needed to build your future. Successful people understand that time is one of their most valuable resources. They intentionally organize their day around priorities instead of allowing distractions to decide how their lives will be spent. Every hour invested in meaningful work becomes another step toward long-term success. Momentum is one of the greatest rewards of consistent action. The hardest step is often the first one. Once you begin moving, each completed action makes the next action easier. Small victories build confidence. Confidence increases commitment. Commitment strengthens discipline. Discipline creates greater results. This positive cycle continues growing as long as you refuse to stop. Even when progress feels slow, every consistent effort is building habits, skills, resilience, and character that prepare you for opportunities larger than you can currently imagine. The difference between people who achieve extraordinary success and those who remain stuck is rarely intelligence or talent alone. It is the willingness to continue taking purposeful action day after day, week after week, and year after year, regardless of temporary emotions or setbacks. Success belongs to those who understand that every disciplined choice, every completed task, every lesson learned from failure, and every small step taken with consistency moves them closer to becoming the person capable of achieving everything they truly desire in life. One of the greatest reasons people give up on their dreams is because they expect success to happen faster than it naturally does. We live in a world that celebrates instant results. People want immediate wealth, immediate recognition, immediate happiness, and immediate transformation. They plant a seed today and become frustrated when there is no harvest tomorrow. But life does not operate according to impatience. Every meaningful achievement follows a process, and every process requires time. Those who understand this principle develop the patience to continue moving forward, while everyone else quits because they cannot see immediate rewards. Patience is often misunderstood as doing nothing while waiting for something to happen. True patience is active, not passive. It is the ability to continue working with excellence while trusting that your efforts will eventually produce results. It is choosing consistency over frustration. It is believing that every disciplined action, no matter how small, is contributing to a future that has not yet become visible. Patient people are not inactive. They are committed enough to keep showing up even when progress appears slow. Nature provides one of the greatest lessons about patience. Every tree begins as a tiny seed buried beneath the ground. For a long time, nothing appears to be happening. Yet beneath the surface, roots are growing stronger every single day. Those roots create the foundation that allows the tree to stand firm against storms and eventually produce fruit. If the tree attempted to grow too quickly, without developing strong roots, it would collapse under pressure. Human success follows the same pattern. Before visible achievements appear, invisible growth is taking place within your character, your knowledge, your discipline, and your resilience. Many people mistake temporary setbacks as signs that they are on the wrong path. Every obstacle convinces them to start over with something new. They change careers, abandon businesses, quit learning new skills, or give up on important goals simply because progress feels slower than expected. As a result, they spend years constantly beginning without ever reaching mastery. Successful people understand that challenges are not interruptions to the journey. They are essential parts of the journey. Every setback teaches lessons that smooth paths could never provide. Failure should never be viewed as the opposite of success. It is one of the most effective teachers success can ever provide. Every mistake reveals areas that require improvement. Every disappointment strengthens emotional endurance. Every rejection develops humility and perseverance. People who refuse to fail also refuse to grow, because growth always requires stepping into situations where outcomes are uncertain. Those who embrace failure as education eventually become wiser, stronger, and more capable than those who spend their lives avoiding discomfort. Patience also protects you from making emotional decisions. When people become impatient, they often act out of frustration instead of wisdom. They quit jobs without preparation, invest money carelessly, enter unhealthy relationships, or abandon valuable opportunities because they become tired of waiting. Emotional decisions often create problems that patience could have prevented. A calm mind sees possibilities that an impatient mind overlooks. When you learn to pause, reflect, and trust the process, your decisions become more thoughtful and your outcomes become more rewarding. Comparison is one of the greatest enemies of patience. Looking at someone else's success can make your own progress seem insignificant. You begin questioning your abilities because another person appears to be advancing faster. What you often fail to see is the years of unseen effort, sacrifice, learning, and persistence that prepared them for the success you admire today. Every person has a different journey, different opportunities, different challenges, and different timing. Comparing your chapter 1 to someone else, chapter 20, only creates unnecessary discouragement. Trusting the process also means understanding that not every season of life is meant for visible success. Some seasons are designed for learning, others are designed for healing, preparation, discipline, or personal growth. There are times when your greatest achievement is not earning more money or receiving recognition, but becoming the kind of person who can responsibly handle greater success when it arrives. If success comes before character is ready, it often becomes a burden instead of a blessing. Preparation protects what achievement eventually brings. Every delay carries an opportunity to improve. Instead of complaining about how long something is taking, ask yourself what you can learn during the waiting period. Perhaps you need stronger communication skills. Perhaps your leadership abilities require further development. Perhaps your financial habits need improvement. Maybe your mindset is still being shaped into one that can handle greater responsibility. Waiting becomes productive when you use it to grow instead of worrying about what has not yet happened. Patience is closely connected to faith in your own efforts. When you consistently work toward a meaningful goal, you must believe that your actions are producing value, even when results remain invisible. A builder does not stop constructing a house simply because the roof has not yet been completed. Every brick matters. Every foundation stone matters. Every measurement matters. Likewise, every disciplined action in your life contributes to something greater than what you can immediately see. Trust grows when you remember that today's effort is creating tomorrow's opportunities. Persistence separates those who eventually succeed from those who simply dream. Almost everyone begins with excitement. Very few continue after encountering repeated obstacles. The difference is not talent alone, it is endurance. People who remain committed through slow seasons eventually develop qualities that cannot be purchased or inherited. They become emotionally stronger, mentally tougher, and spiritually wiser because they have learned to continue despite uncertainty. Their confidence is built upon experience rather than temporary emotions. The process itself transforms you more than the destination ever could. Achieving a goal may change your circumstances, but the journey changes your character. It teaches humility through failure, courage through uncertainty, discipline through repetition, wisdom through experience, and resilience through adversity. These qualities remain with you long after individual achievements have passed. They prepare you to pursue even greater goals with confidence because you know that challenges are no longer obstacles to fear, but opportunities to become stronger. When you stop measuring success only by immediate results, you begin appreciating daily progress. Every lesson learned, every habit improved, every challenge overcome, every disciplined decision, and every act of perseverance becomes evidence that you are moving in the right direction. Your confidence no longer depends on quick victories because it is rooted in the knowledge that lasting success is always built through consistent effort, patient endurance, unwavering commitment, and complete trust in the process that is shaping you into the person capable of achieving everything you truly desire. Many people spend their lives asking how they can become more successful, earn more money, gain more influence, or attract greater opportunities. These are important questions, but there is an even more powerful one that very few people ask. Who must I become to deserve the life I desire? Success is rarely about getting more before becoming more. The opportunities you receive, the responsibilities you can handle, and the impact you create are closely connected to the person you are becoming each day. Life often rewards growth before it rewards achievement. If you focus only on obtaining results while ignoring personal development, your success will always be limited by your character. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in the stock market, real estate, or business ventures. It is the investment you make in yourself. Money can be lost and earned again. Businesses can fail and be rebuilt. Opportunities can disappear and return in different forms. But the knowledge you gain, the wisdom you develop, the discipline you build, and the character you shape become permanent assets that continue producing value throughout your life. Every skill you master increases your ability to solve problems, and the world consistently rewards those who solve meaningful problems. Becoming the right person begins with accepting responsibility for your own growth. Too many people wait for someone else to motivate them, educate them, or change their circumstances. They believe success depends on meeting the right people or receiving the perfect opportunity. While opportunities matter, preparation matters even more. When preparation meets opportunity, extraordinary things happen. If opportunity arrives before you are ready, it often passes by unnoticed because you lack the ability to recognize or handle it. This is why personal growth should never be postponed until after success arrives. Growth is what prepares you to receive success when it comes. Character is the invisible foundation beneath every lasting achievement. People often admire the visible rewards of successful individuals without appreciating the invisible qualities that produced those rewards. Integrity, honesty, discipline, humility, reliability, patience, and courage cannot always be seen immediately, but they influence every decision you make. Your reputation may open a door once, but your character determines whether that door remains open. Skills may help you earn opportunities, but character helps you keep them. A strong character creates trust, and trust is one of the most valuable currencies in every area of life. Continuous learning is another essential part of becoming the person your dreams require. The world is constantly changing, and those who stop learning eventually stop growing. Every book you read, every course you complete, every conversation with wise people, and every lesson learned through experience expands your understanding. Successful people remain curious even after reaching impressive achievements because they understand that growth never truly ends. The moment you believe you know everything, you begin limiting your future potential. Humility plays a powerful role in personal transformation. Humility does not mean thinking less of yourself. It means remaining teachable, regardless of your current level of success. Pride convinces people that they have nothing left to learn, while humility keeps the door open for continuous improvement. Some of life's greatest lessons come from unexpected places. Sometimes wisdom comes from a mentor. Sometimes it comes from a competitor. Sometimes it comes through failure, criticism, or painful experiences. A humble person extracts value from every situation because they understand that every experience contains an opportunity to grow. Discipline shapes identity, one decision at a time. Every time you choose responsibility over excuses, learning over entertainment, honesty over convenience, or perseverance over quitting, you strengthen the person you are becoming. Character is not built through one extraordinary action. It is formed through thousands of ordinary decisions, repeated consistently over time. These choices may seem insignificant individually, but together they determine the direction of your life. The habits you practice daily eventually become the identity you carry into every soul. Opportunity. Gratitude is another quality that transforms both your mindset and your character. People often believe they will become grateful after achieving success, but gratitude actually creates the emotional environment where success can grow. A grateful person appreciates today's blessings while continuing to work toward tomorrow's goals. Gratitude protects you from becoming consumed by comparison, jealousy, and constant dissatisfaction. It reminds you that progress is not measured only by what you still lack, but also by how far you have already come. This perspective creates emotional stability during both success and adversity. Resilience is developed through challenges, not comfort. Every difficult season presents an opportunity to strengthen qualities that cannot be developed under easy circumstances. Patience grows while waiting. Courage grows while facing fear. Wisdom grows through mistakes. Compassion grows through suffering. Endurance grows through repeated obstacles. If life removed every difficulty, it would also remove many of the experiences that shape extraordinary people. Instead of asking why challenges exist, begin asking what qualities those challenges are developing within you. The people you surround yourself with also influence the person you become. Attitudes, habits, beliefs, and expectations spread quietly through relationships. If you consistently spend time with people who settle for mediocrity, complain about every difficulty, and avoid responsibility, their thinking will eventually influence your own. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with disciplined, honest, growth-oriented individuals challenges you to raise your own standards. Relationships should encourage progress rather than comfortable stagnation. Choose companions who inspire you to become stronger instead of encouraging you to remain the same. Becoming the right person also requires emotional maturity. Life will not always treat you fairly. You will encounter criticism, rejection, disappointment, betrayal, and unexpected setbacks. Emotional maturity allows you to respond with wisdom rather than reacting with anger or discouragement. It teaches you to remain calm under pressure, to forgive without becoming bitter, and to learn from painful experiences instead of allowing them to define your future. A mature person understands that temporary emotions should never control permanent decisions. Success without purpose often leaves people feeling empty because external achievements alone cannot satisfy an undeveloped character. True fulfillment comes from becoming someone whose values, actions, and decisions reflect integrity, wisdom, and service. The greatest victories are not always measured by wealth or recognition, but by the positive influence you have on others and the consistency with which you live according to your gut principles. When your focus shifts from simply chasing success to becoming worthy of success, every day becomes an opportunity to strengthen your mind, refine your character, expand your knowledge, deepen your gratitude, increase your discipline, and prepare yourself for opportunities that naturally seek people who have already become the kind of person capable of carrying extraordinary responsibility with humility, excellence, and unwavering purpose. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that shapes human behavior. It has stopped countless people from starting businesses, pursuing meaningful relationships, speaking up for what they believe, changing careers, following their dreams, or becoming the person they were meant to be. The tragedy is not that fear exists. Fear is a natural part of life. The real tragedy is allowing fear to become the decision maker. Every time fear controls your choices, it quietly steals opportunities that may never return. The life you desire often exists just beyond the limits of your comfort zone, but you can never reach it if you continue allowing fear to determine your direction. Many people believe that fearless individuals never experience anxiety or uncertainty. The truth is that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to move forward, despite feeling afraid. Every successful person has experienced doubt before making an important decision. Every leader has questioned whether they were capable. Every entrepreneur has worried about failure. Every athlete has faced moments of uncertainty before stepping into competition. The difference is that successful people refuse to let fear become stronger than their purpose. They understand that waiting for fear to disappear usually means waiting forever. Fear often disguises itself as logic. It tells you to wait until you have more money, more knowledge, more confidence, or better timing. While preparation is important, fear uses endless preparation as an excuse to avoid action. It convinces you that one more course, one more book, one more year, or one more opportunity will finally make you ready. In reality, readiness is often created through action rather than before it. The first step rarely feels comfortable, but it is the first step that creates momentum toward every meaningful achievement. One of the greatest fears people carry is the fear of failure. Society often teaches us to avoid mistakes at all costs, making failure seem like proof of weakness or incompetence. In reality, failure is one of life's greatest teachers. Every mistake provides information that success alone could never reveal. Every setback exposes areas where improvement is needed. Every disappointment strengthens emotional resilience. The people who accomplish extraordinary things are not those who avoid failure. They are those who refuse to let failure become permanent. They treat every setback as feedback instead of allowing it to define their identity. Another common fear is the fear of rejection. Many dreams remain unrealized because people worry too much about what others might think. They hesitate to share their ideas, express their opinions, apply for better opportunities, or pursue ambitious goals because they fear criticism or disapproval. The truth is that no matter what you choose to do, someone will disagree with you. If you build your life around pleasing everyone, you will eventually lose yourself. Your purpose is too valuable to be sacrificed for the approval of people who may not even understand your vision. Comfort zones create the illusion of safety, but they often become invisible prisons. Remaining where everything feels familiar may protect you from temporary discomfort, but it also protects you from growth. Muscles grow stronger only when challenged beyond their current limits. Minds become wiser by solving difficult problems. Character develops by facing situations that require courage. Every opportunity for personal growth requires stepping into unfamiliar territory. The longer you remain inside your comfort zone, the smaller your world becomes, while every step beyond it expands your confidence and possibilities. Opportunity rarely arrives with certainty. It often appears disguised as hard work, uncertainty, responsibility, or risk. Many people expect opportunities to be obvious and comfortable, but life usually presents them in ways that require faith and decisive action. A new business may involve financial uncertainty. A career change may require learning unfamiliar skills. A leadership role may demand greater responsibility. A meaningful relationship may require vulnerability. Those who recognize opportunity understand that growth and uncertainty often travel together. One powerful way to overcome fear is through repeated action. Fear grows stronger when avoided and weaker when confronted. Every time you face something that once intimidated you, your confidence increases. Your mind begins collecting evidence that you are capable of handling challenges. This process transforms fear from a controlling force into a temporary emotion that no longer determines your behavior. Confidence is built through experience, and experience is gained through action. It is also important to understand that opportunities are often temporary. Some doors remain open only for a limited time. Waiting too long because of fear can result in regret that lasts far longer than the temporary discomfort of taking action. Regret has a unique way of staying with people because it constantly reminds them of what might have been. Many older individuals do not regret the risks they took. They regret the dreams they ignored, the chances they never pursued, and the opportunities they allowed fear to steal from them. Acting with wisdom is always better than living with endless what-if questions. Surrounding yourself with courageous people also strengthens your own ability to embrace opportunity. Courage is contagious. When you spend time with individuals who consistently challenge themselves, pursue meaningful goals, and refuse to surrender to fear, their mindset begins influencing your own. They remind you that obstacles are temporary, failure is educational, and growth is always worth the effort. Positive influences help replace limiting beliefs with empowering perspectives that encourage action instead of hesitation. Every challenge contains an opportunity hidden within it. Difficult situations often develop qualities that comfortable circumstances never could. A financial struggle may teach discipline and creativity. A professional setback may reveal a better career path. A personal disappointment may strengthen emotional maturity and resilience. Problems are not always obstacles preventing your success. Many of them are opportunities preparing you for greater responsibilities. The way you respond to adversity determines whether difficulties become stepping stones or stumbling blocks. Your future is shaped less by the opportunities you are given and more by the opportunities you are willing to seize. Every decision to act despite uncertainty expands your confidence. Every courageous conversation strengthens your character. Every calculated risk increases your experience. Every challenge accepted develops abilities that remain with you long after the challenge has passed. Fear may always whisper reasons to stay where you are, but purpose will always call you towards something greater. The people who achieve extraordinary lives are not those who never feel afraid, but those who repeatedly choose growth over comfort, action over hesitation, faith over doubt, opportunity over excuses, and courage over fear until their entire lives become living proof that everything they once desired was waiting on the other side of a single decision to move forward.